In addition to the student work that's on the wall right now, we have a really interesting project coming up on January 18th. The students from the District 60 Gifted Student Program will be coming in with Linda Haugen and Brant Churchill, and they will be making sculptures called Rube Goldberg machines using all sorts of recycled and found materials. So the idea is that they will come into the multi-purpose room next door to the gallery with all of their material. I'm not sure how many students there will be, but certainly around 30, I'm imagining. They will have all this material to work with, and they will be assembling all this stuff into sculptural pieces. And we don't yet know how big those will be or how many there will be. It will depend on how many students are collaborating and what sorts of stuff they're working with. But whatever it is they do produce in that day will be exhibited here in the gallery. So some kind of found object, recycled material sculpture. And the reason why it's called Rube Goldberg is that Rube Goldberg was an American kind of comedian inventor who was known for coming up with all sorts of crazy ideas for ridiculous machines that really you would never need whatsoever, like self-operated napkins and all really absurd. They're jokes essentially. And there's all sorts of cartoons. If you Google Rube Goldberg, you'll see the different kinds of cartoons of these imaginary machines that this character makes, which are all silly and ridiculous. But there is an important point to it in that it teaches students things about assemblage and things about physics and what various bits and pieces are used for or can be used for. So Linda and Brant will have a whole kind of curriculum around the teaching aspects of the machines, and then we will show them here for their aesthetic interest. So the students will be here in the Cultural Center making the machines on Thursday, January 18th, and then they will be displayed in the gallery from the 18th until the 20th, Saturday the 20th of January. So you need to come on down on Friday and Saturday, the 19th and 20th of January, to come and check out and see what these students have done. I'm sure it's going to be really fascinating. We have another fantastic book launch coming up on Friday, February 2nd, and this is with Rosie Windows Productions, which is a local company of authors and artists. They've already produced 4 children's books, and so the gallery is going to be carrying those books, and what they're going to do is the authors and some of the artists will be on hand here on Friday, February the 2nd from 7 to 9, and they will be presenting the books and talking about the illustrations, talking about the ideas. We'll also have live music by Quartet Intermezzo, and you'll be able to kind of interact with these writers and artists and find out about these really fantastic local children's books. I believe that if you Google Rosie Windows Productions, you'll find out more information about this local company. I came here initially because my partner is working here, and all of a sudden he decided that he wanted to retire. So he's sort of had enough of the cold in the winter and the being out of doors, and that's it for him. And so now that he's retiring, I'm retiring from the gallery, and both of us are heading south. So we are both from Vancouver. This is where we came from initially, and we'll be returning to eventually, but we're going to spend some months down in Mexico to warm up from the cold Fort St. John weather first. I really enjoyed my stay here a lot. I was very, very fortunate that I met some key people when really the first couple of days I was here in town. I met Sue Popescu and Sandy Trout, and then from there I just kind of they introduced me to a whole bunch of other people, and I got involved in many really terrific things. So Stage North, I was involved in Buddy Holly and also the Alcan Craze, doing set projections for those 2 plays, and I got involved with the Flying Colors Artist Association, so working out at Meep's Atelier and meeting all those wonderful people. And everybody has been so kind and generous to myself and my partner, and we've been made to feel very, very welcome here in Fort St. John. And I'm very sorry to leave all those many beautiful people that I've met, hoping, of course, that we're going to be keeping in touch. I plan to keep in touch with people, and yeah, it's just been a really great experience. I've loved being at the gallery and the Cultural Centre. It's been really fantastic, and I will miss it a lot.
So I will be taking over as the gallery manager, the gallery coordinator, as of this month. I think it'll be a really exciting new series of challenges and experiences for me. So I've been a creative person my whole life, essentially, visiting the gallery as a child and a teenager, and really just kind of watching it change and develop with the different coordinators that have been here over the years. So that's been neat to see. And within the last year as well, I've been able to dedicate basically all of last year as a working artist as well, and I had an exhibition here myself too. So I've kind of I've been in the artist's shoes, and then also just being involved with small business in town. Previous to this, I managed the Whole Wheat Honey Cafe for 5 years, so I definitely have you know, the small business management side of things, and I really want to engage with the community more. So last year I was working from home primarily, and I just know that long term I am a social person, and I really like to be involved with my community and be engaging with people every day. So I'm really looking forward to that, and really just wanting to encourage people to get out and about downtown. I know not everybody will stop and park and come and see the things that are downtown, but I would really encourage people to do so, because there's always something new every month, and really just connecting with each other, it really creates a vibrant community. So opening on January 26th, we have a show by Joe Johnson, and he does acrylic paintings, and they will be based off of sort of historical imagery of Fort St. John and the Peace region, so I think that one will be quite interesting. And then following in March, we have a show with Karen Heathman and Leanna Carlson, and they are potters based out of northern BC, and that show is called Road Trips. So there'll be a number of tile installations, there'll be pottery pieces, and it's basically, it's a broad theme, and each artist will kind of do 6 installations themselves. So I'd just like to say, pop in and say hi if you haven't been in the gallery recently or in a while. Come on in and say hello, and we can chat, and I can show you what's new. So.